Hello and welcome everybody back to the Trainwell podcast, inspiring you to move more, get stronger, and have fun. On today's episode, I thought we could talk about nutrition while on summer vacation because I have a number of vacations planned this summer. I'm sure you probably do as well, whether you're traveling internationally or whether you're just heading to the beach with the family. I always think that vacations can present a tricky situation for people in terms of nutrition. What to eat, why to eat it, when to eat it. And I think people get really hung up on it, and it really can be very simple.
Before we dive into it, I wanted to make sure that the listener understands that this is not necessarily travel, like for business, because that's very hard to navigate. Maybe we can do that in a separate episode. This is like vacation, correct? Is that what you're thinking? Like, this is a summer vacation, this is a winter vacation, this is a spring break, whatever it is. I think there's two very different avenues here, yeah?
Yeah, this is we're having fun. I'm sure that there's some crossover here, but we're not doing a work trip. This is we're having a fun time. And what that means a lot of times is like getting excited about different restaurants you're eating at, wanting to explore the town, wanting to grab ice cream on the boardwalk, whatever that might be, and how to feel good and enjoy your vacation while also enjoying the food that you're eating. And I think that's really important because everyone wants to have fun on vacation. And sometimes if we're thinking too much about nutrition or if we're just eating really outside of our norm, like physically, you don't feel good. I told Joey that almost every time I travel, I get constipated. And he was like, don't talk about that. And I was like, well, it's a reality. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate. So you got to be strategic to some extent so that you can feel good.
My constipation story is I helped a buddy move from Denver to Boston. We drove out there in 2 days with his dog in a U-Haul. 4 days constipated. 4 days. I became the expert in undoing constipation. Fiber, baby. Blueberries, raspberries. Oh, man, it was...
Should we do a whole episode on constipation?
No, but let's get into prep. Step number 1, prep.
Yeah.
Lead us down this path,
D.
Yeah, lead us.
Yeah. Here's the reason I want to talk about prep, because as everyone knows, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but y'all know that I have struggled with eating disorders, disordered eating, all of that. And so there was a time in my life, a long period of time in my life, when vacations was a very high anxiety thing for me. For a multitude of reasons, because 1, you have less control over your food typically, and 2, because I always, and I'm sure a lot of you out there are feeling this, you want to look your best when you go on vacation. You might be going to the beach. You might be going, wherever. And you just want to look your best. You're going to be in less clothing. Just usually during the summer, it's warm out. You're going to be in shorts, tanks, swimsuits, and you want to look your best. So a lot of people think, okay, I really got to clean up my diet. I really got to, get to the gym and look the best I possibly can and slim down for summer. However, what that will typically do is set you up to rebound while you're actually on vacation. So just imagine you're restricting for a few weeks leading up to vacation. You're not drinking any alcohol. You're not eating any sweets. You're limiting your carbs. And all of this in an effort to look great while you're on vacation, even while you're probably like starving the whole time. Then once you get on vacation, you're like, okay, I'm here. I did it. Now I'm just going to go crazy. And it leads to feeling probably like you are less controlled around food, like you're too full at every meal. You now don't feel good. You're either constipated or going too much. You're probably retaining a lot more fluids. And I think that sets you up to be in this like yo-yo back and forth situation where you're not feeling good mentally or physically.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm all for earning your vacation, like in terms of, workouts. So like you may want to take some time off. So like you may just, like if you can plan, what I like to do is like plan for a very hard progressive program to end like the week before vacation. Because then when you're on your vacation, right, you can kind of offload and take some time off and walk and do other stuff. But when it comes to nutrition, I think the more strict you are leading up to, the more it's going to backfire. And so I always urge people to ease into it slowly and to not really overthink it when you're on vacation or going on vacation, because your body is going to naturally, like, let's say your vacation is like naturally like a week, maybe even 2 weeks. You can't really mess yourself that up in that like in 2 weeks, right? Like the body will find homeostasis, but you will really mess yourself up if you're leading up to like a vacation and you've been fasting or you've been doing some extreme things. That's setting yourself up for failure. So ease into it. Don't overthink it going into it like I'm very restrictive, because that'll that's not the right path.
I think the key is before you go on a vacation is just eat normal.
Yeah,
Just eat your routine way. Don't do anything crazy. If you do want to consider your nutrition a little bit more before vacation, I would just say like emphasize more protein, emphasize more fiber, drink water, and and reduce your sodium intake by cooking more meals in before you go to vacation. I think those are just like some really easy tips that are not restrictive.
that beautifully segues us to my tip for prep. And people, stay at an Airbnb now. Just do it, because hotels are a thing of the past. Not only can you cook your own stuff at an Airbnb, right, which is the big tip and takeaway, but it's typically just much more comfortable, especially if you're traveling with a family, right? You don't have noisy Ned above you and noisy Nancy to the side of you. It's you and your extended house, right? You get to just be more comfortable. And you can also go grocery shopping. So that's another thing, is try to find a place that is within walking distance of a grocery store, so there's no barriers to getting to the store and then coming back. You can cancel like three birds, or kill three birds in one
Yes.
stone. You can walk to the grocery store, get some movement in. You can buy healthy foods that you can actually cook at home. And number three, you can make those nutrition conscious choices yourself. So do yourself a favor, stay in an Airbnb, stay close within walking distance, ideally, of a grocery store.
And you had also, Joey, suggested like bringing protein powder, bringing
Oh yeah.
snacks you know that you like and are healthy. And I think that plays into staying at an Airbnb. You can bring that stuff with you, or just know that that's the stuff you want to get, your usual items at the grocery store, and you have a place to store them.
Snacks on hand and protein powder. Here's a double 2-for-1 tip with protein powder, okay? And this is what I did when we met. When we went to where did we go? New Jersey.
Philly.
We went to New Jersey and Philly, right? I took, and I think every trainer did this, it's kind of funny. They took like bags, like a huge bag, gallon bag of like protein powder, because it can fly. Like TSA won't flag you for it, right? But here's my tip. Before your biggest meal of the day, have a scoop of protein. While you're ordering, or while you're walking there, or while you're even like ordering at the menu, right? Because that's going to make you feel super, super full by the time you order. It kind of pumps the brakes on what you can overdo. And the next one is just always have it on hand for a snack. Like if you're, that's a bad thing you could do, is like fast too, because then when it comes time to not fast, you're going to eat everything in sight. You're on the seafood diet, right? I see it, I eat it. So take it as a great snack on hand. It's pretty cheap per scoop too. And the last thing with snacks on hand is beef jerky and fruit are my go-to. Find your go-tos that you always have that are non-perishable, ideally, so you can take them anywhere you go.
Yeah, I love those tips. I think those are great. I love having a kitchen when I'm on vacation, because then it gives you more options. So here's the other thing. Now you're actually on vacation. So now we're kind of talking about, we're here, we're staying at our Airbnb. What do we do? So here's like one of my favorite tips, and this is actually what I do, is I think about what meal of the day I am most excited for. So in other words, I know when I'm at the beach with my family, we typically go out for dinner. So I'm excited to try a restaurant or whatever I want to order there. So I'm going to think about that meal in my head and make my other choices for the day based on knowing that I'm excited about going out to dinner. So I know I'm probably going to have more carbohydrates than I might typically for dinner. I know that I'm going to want ice cream on the boardwalk. once dinner's over, because we're right there downtown, so I'm going to grab an ice cream. So during the beginning of the day, I'm gonna have lower carbohydrates because I know I'm gonna get a lot at dinner. So I'm gonna have a breakfast that's rich in protein, eggs with some cheese, maybe some berries. I'm gonna have my protein rich snacks or fruit during the day. And then instead of bringing a sandwich to the beach, I'm just gonna do some like meat and cheese roll ups with some fruit again. And now I'm still eating throughout the day. I'm still feeling satisfied. And those are all foods I still like. But I am just being mindful of that I'm going to have a bigger meal for dinner, that I'm going to have more carbohydrates, more fats, more sodium. And I know I want to eat what I want to eat. So I'm going to make sure I'm eating well throughout the beginning of the day.
Yeah, that's a great tip. That's a great tip just in general. Like I think we can all do that. Like especially if we have a social event coming up on a weekend. Like there's a ton of grad parties going on right now that you can be conscious, you can be aware of the decisions you make early in the day so that when that social event comes or when your favorite meal comes, you can go ham. I do want to talk about buffets though, because I'm thinking of the all-inclusive trips to Mexico we always take, my wife and I. And buffets are your best friend and your worst enemy. I was telling Darian before the show, they're your best friend because you can control what you eat. You can decide what the lean proteins you're gonna have. So let's say I'm gonna have egg whites and tilapia and some vegetables. I'm super full. You can control it. Now the bad part is you're surrounded by bad choices all the time. So you got the salmon over here, and over here you got the ice cream, right? Over here you got the omelet station, but over here you got the pies, right? So you have to do yourself a service and stay disciplined, stay aware, stay conscious so that you can quote unquote have fun or go crazy on the meal you most enjoy. By the way,
Yeah,
just
and
a question, Darian.
yeah.
Are you
What?
more breakfast person, lunch person, or dinner person? What's your go-to?
Oh, breakfast all the way.
Yeah, me
I
too.
would almost always go out or like have something. I just love breakfast food. I would eat it for every meal. But I was gonna say something about that. Is like you can prioritize whatever meal is most exciting to you. So if you want to go out for breakfast and have a bunch of pancakes and toast and whatever hash browns, okay, so then just in the second half of the day, reduce the carbs a little bit, eat more protein, eat more fiber, and so on. But I also want to say, like, you keep saying go ham. I'm never going ham. Like, I don't like the feeling of being overly full. Not to say it doesn't sometimes happen, it totally does. But I'm just saying, like, so that I can continue to feel good. I know I don't feel as good when I've eaten way more carbs than what is normal. And I don't restrict carbs, but when I eat more than what is normal, I just don't feel as good. I don't feel as good when I eat foods that are way saltier than what is normal or way sweeter than what is normal. And I'm a person who eats ice cream every day. So you know that I know when I take go ham, it's not really something I want to do. And I would recommend that you set yourself up to not go ham. Just set yourself up to eat the foods that you're excited about eating. You don't have to like eat them to excess.
Oh, I say eat into excess. I say go to a five-course meal, get the wine, get the appetizers, get everything, get the tiramisu, get the main course because you've earned it. And if you've been conscious,
You don't need to earn your food, Joey.
well,
You don't need to earn your food. You also don't need to earn a vacation. You can take a vacation.
I
You can
like,
eat whatever you want.
yeah, you can eat whatever you want. Part of me thinks that I like to reward myself. That's where I think the earning comes from. Just as just as someone competitive as me, I feel like if I earned it, if it's a reward, then it tastes even sweeter, baby. One thing,
That's just why I eat ice cream every day. It's just a normal part of my day. I never go crazy about it.
you know, what? Another tip I'm coming to mind here is make sure you control the calories you don't notice, especially with travel. What I what comes top of mind here is alcohol because alcohol typically creeps in. And so if you want to make you do yourself a favor, check yourself before you wreck yourself on the alcohol, on the sugary sweets, on sodas, or on constant grazing. Like if you're going to an all-inclusive like we do, like food is constantly available. So make sure you control the calories, you really don't notice.
Yeah, I think that's a great tip as well. I think it just really comes down to just having, I don't even want to say the word moderation, but by moderation, I mean not restricting and then not going absolutely crazy. It sounds like Joey does want to absolutely go wild. But I think the more you can just stay in that middle zone, the better off you're going to be. And you can enjoy a lot of foods in that middle zone and then also not feel unbelievably full or constipated afterwards or puffy.
That's a great tip too, is eat until you're satisfied, not full. Don't you think that is a...
Yeah, but it sounds like you're going absolutely insane.
Okay, if I'm going, see, and this leads to our next point. If I'm on vacation, I'm enjoying myself, man. I'm paying for it, right? I'm not going to be restrictive, right? I'm just saying being mindful. So that's why I say go ham. The real thing, though, is, and this is the next point, is what happens when you get home. What habits are you continually coming back to? Are you continuing? Are you going back to your old routine? What are you doing when you come back home? Because that separates the average Joes from the pros. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah, let me tell you what you're doing when you get home. You're just going right back to normal.
Yeah.
There is no need to do anything. There's no need to diet. There's no need to clean it up. Your body, if you are listening to your body, will tell you what you need. And you can trust that. If you did decide on vacation, which is totally fine, to, go a little bit on the crazier side, when you get home, just go right back to normal. Your body will likely tell you, I need some vegetables here. We haven't had a vegetable in a while. Your body will tell you, I'm dehydrated. I need a little bit more water now that we're back in action and I just spent the whole week in the sun. So don't do anything out of the normal. Just get right back on your normal routine.
Also, keep a water bottle handy all the time. When you travel, be hydrated. Be hydrated, because 9 times out of 10, you're dehydrated. And when you carry that water bottle with you, like I'm in Colorado, like we're at 5,000 plus feet all the time. So it's kind of innate for us to always have one on hand. But when you go to these hot spots for vacation, we'll say, have that water bottle with you all the time, because it's a reminder to always stay hydrated. When you stay hydrated, things change for the better. Sleep improves, digestion improves. Keep it with you.
A hot spot sounds like a rash. But I do agree. I always bring electrolytes on vacation because I end up feeling so much more dehydrated.
What electrolytes do you bring?
Well, I used to be really into Liquid IV, and then I got really into Element.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also one, I think it's called Noon.
That's what I
like
use.
NUU. Is that what it's called? NUUN?
Yeah, it's like little. Comes in little capsules and a little tube.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those ones too.
There's so many. The market out there for electrolytes is insane. If you want to do it cheap, listeners, get up in the morning, have a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt, and squeeze some lemon in there. You'll be set. Or when you fill up your Nalgene or your Yeti or your Stanley. Thank you. Your Stanley.
I have my Stanley right here.
Throw a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt in there to get your very cheap, very natural electrolytes. No Noon required.
Okay, I think that wraps up all our tips. So I think in closing, just be cool. Don't overthink it. Eat what you are excited about eating and prioritize those foods.
One last tip.
And you'll be good to go.
One last tip.
Go ahead, Joey.
Please don't ignore your movement. Don't forget about the hiking you can do at new places. Don't forget about the constant walking. Don't forget about exploring places, not in your car, but on bicycle or on foot, because that all adds up at the end of the day.
For sure. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We hope you got some good tips here. We hope you enjoy your summer vacations. Queue up some of our podcast episodes while you're laying on the beach. That could be a really fun beach listen. And if you want to try out trainwell for 14 days free, go ahead and check our show notes and click that link.
Everyone listen to the episode on sweating or soreness, because you can learn about how Darian sweats on the beach, and it's not a workout, believe it or not. We love you all. Take care.